I'm telling you, Robbie, at the end of the day, we all live in the same world and development is destroying it. We're supposed to be going to this conference and get a consensus, so just agree with me so we can decide what to do in the future.
Please, calm down. It's not like the human race is going to die out.
Didn't you read the briefing? All the theories by Esther Bosrup and Thomas Malthus and all those other old people? We're in serious trouble. Me, my family, everyone else who lives on Kiribati, we're gonna have to leave the island.
What even is a Bosrup? Why do these people matter? It's not like they're here to say anything.
You know what? Let's just time travel and meet them, and they can tell you themselves. Oh my gosh, it's Amartya Sen.
Hey guys, heard you guys are debating about the best development methods, and I'm telling you the answer is really simple. We have to move towards human development and move away from economic development.
Could you talk a bit more about what you mean by human development?
Human development requires the shift towards people-centered politics and a move away from economic interests. So this would open up opportunities to tackle new challenges like sustainability, human rights, democracy, gender equality, and like so much more as possible.
Why do I care about those things? I have a house, I have a job, none of this affects me. Besides, it seems like our current policies are doing a fine job. I don't care about this.
Listen, the current policies in place and what we have going on right now are not doing the job, and they're doing more harm than good. Neoliberalism only seems to care about the economic interests of our country and kind of about maximizing production. You are not going to be affected in the same way the rest of the world will. Don't get me started on how human agency, freedom, and the environment will be affected. You might be better off, but not everybody will be. We live in the same world, but these policies are not affecting us in the same way.
That's exactly what I've been saying. The lives of my people are in danger.
Really? The future's in danger? It seems pretty dramatic. It's cold outside right now. What makes you guys say that? Everything's gonna be fine.
You have to listen to me. If we only focus on economic development, the world will be in danger. We have to stop before we reach the point of no return. Climate change is a threat multiplier, meaning that it can create food shortages around the world, and it will destroy countries from within. This will be even worse in less developed places. You might be fine because you're in the United States, but someone in that situation will not be the same way. It's affecting us at different rates.
Whatever. That sounds like fake news to me.
Americans. We're getting pretty close to my stop, so you guys can let me out over here. Best of luck.
I think Sunny's right. I think we should listen to him. We should be thinking about all these different aspects of development. But, you know, to further the argument, I've heard that Esther Bosrup lady, that she knows her stuff. We should talk to her.
Oh shit, she's over there.
Hey, what's up? I'm a female Danish economist, Esther Bosrup.
Wow, so nice to meet you.
Sure, lovely to be here. I think what we need to focus on is that a development isn't killing the world, it's changing it. But we as humans are changing just as fast. We've added numbers to our population never before thought possible, but every step of the way we manage to adapt and overcome. Every few years, some grandiose, groundbreaking intellectual floats a theory about how the human race is going to die out and we're going to hit a population point. But that's just never happened. We've always managed to fix our agricultural practices and just adapt and become more efficient at feeding ourselves.
With all due respect, I think you're not correct. I think you're absolutely wrong. I think, as we've seen in the past, effects of climate change are more severe than we've ever seen. We've got rising sea levels, food insecurity. I think this is a warning. I think this means we have to do something.
The fact is, every time we're supposed to have a population crisis, our agricultural practices simply get better. In the year 1870, the world population was under 1.5 billion people, and in America, 50% of our laborers were employed in the agricultural sector. The fact is, we have added more than 6 billion people to the world's population, and yet we're more efficient at producing food than ever before. We have always managed to overcome our environmental barriers and produce more. I'm not saying that climate change isn't real. We have to acknowledge the effect that humans have on the environment. The fact remains that we've always managed to adapt to our situation, fix our technology, and produce our way out of our current crisis.
Seems like we're doing all right.
We've been challenged time and time again, and every time the human race has managed to improve our production and evolve to meet the needs of the people. Humans have always and will continue to adapt and evolve around any environmental obstacles in our path. The proof's in the history. Oh, by the way, this is my stop right over here. Take care, guys.
Bye. know, I thought Esther Bostwick was cool before, but I didn't agree with her at all. I think we're in real crisis mode here.
Can someone say crisis? Hi, I'm Thomas Malthus.
Hi.
Nice to meet you guys.
Me too.
I saw you were talking to Dr. Bostwick back there, and
Yeah.
I do respect her, but I think she's completely wrong.
That's what I was saying.
Because think about it, 131 million people are born every year. The population is going to hit 9 billion people or something like that in 2050. Think about it. We have so many people and so little resources. We get most of our fuel out of the ground, which is all going to be gone soon. We are trying to make food, but we can't keep up food production with the amount of people, let alone sustainable food production. Our water use has quadrupled in the last 40 years. I just feel like we're almost at the asymptote of collapse.
I don't know about that. I mean, I'm an American. We always figure this stuff out. I'm not worried.
But what if we can't figure it out? Or what if we get to the point where we need to do something and it's too little too late? There's so many ways we could be slowing down the effects of climate change now, but we're not because people want to wait until it's literally killing them to do something.
Exactly. And it's just like he said, it's already killing people. We've already got the sea levels rising. We already have food security that's down. And with climate change the way that it already is, it's making it harder and harder to develop.
Exactly. And so let me ask you a question. Why do we need to develop? Look around at the world at all the things going wrong because of this insistence on growing and developing and building. But it's like, is it worth it? Like, your village is almost underwater, and soon Miami and New York will be too. We're consuming more energy than ever, we're consuming more food than ever, and at some point that will all disappear. Is it worth it?
I don't care what happens to those other people. Nothing bad's gonna happen to me while I'm alive in America.
Oh, Robbie. You're forgetting that we all live in the same world. Something that happens on the other side of the world will impact you negatively. If there's not enough rain to irrigate fields, then you won't have fruits and vegetables because there's no supply. If we don't stop this urge to grow and to develop, we're going to have to live like we did 100 years ago, eating super local foods and not that many of them. Is it worth it going all out now?
See, Robbie, that's exactly what I've been saying. Just because development and climate change isn't affecting you right now, it doesn't mean that it won't in the future.
That's what I'm saying. This is actually my stop, but it was really nice to meet you guys, and just remember that we're going to hit that limit soon. Bye.
I liked him. I thought he was cool.
I thought he was terrible. I can't believe the things you guys want to advocate for. We need to go find somebody in favor of the free markets.
Why are we in 1970 Chicago?
Hey guys, Milton Friedman here. I heard from Robbie that you were all debating the best way to discuss climate change. I'm not really going to get into whether or not climate change is real, but I will say one thing. Government regulation is not the answer.
Well, Milton, can I call you Milton?
Sure.
If government regulation isn't the answer, then what is?
I've got 2 words for you. American-style neoliberalism. The government's role is not to tell me what to buy, where to go, how to spend my money, but should instead be to step out of the economy and let the free hand of the market do the work.
Well, if governments don't get involved, what's going to stop a company like Ford, for example, from polluting?
Well, the answer to that is people. If you don't like a company like Ford, the things it produces or the way it treats the environment, then you don't have to buy a product from them. Instead of buying a car, you could ride a bike, you could take the bus, you could walk.
Sounds really easy. That may be the case, but how are you going to get everyone to be on board with that idea?
I've got 2 more words for you.
The free markets.
The free market.
Markets.
The free market.
The free market. The dynamism of the market.
Free markets. The power of the market.
Free market.
Free market.
Exactly. This is what I've been trying to say, Mr. Friedman. But how are we supposed to get countries like Russia on board with this?
Well, right now in 1974, I'm helping a bunch of guys down in Chile as they just had a president, Salvador Allende, who was this god-awful man who wanted to create some sort of communist wasteland. And in his place, a guy named Augusto Pinochet came in, who was a champion of free market capitalism and invigorated the economy and is helping them out. Now in Chile, everyone has tons of economic freedoms, they're doing great, and everything's going awesome.
That sounds awesome. We should go check out Chile.
Not right now. I don't really feel like it. It's kind of boring. It's just basically millions of people completely free doing as they choose. Not much to look at. Instead, why don't you just take me to the conference with you?
I'm not totally convinced. I think, how is neoliberalism going to help me and my people fight and survive climate change?
Well, of course, the answer in neoliberalism is that everyone gets a voice, right? Right now, a country like the United States has so much control over the economy, but under neoliberalism, everyone is free and equal to innovate, build businesses, and advocate causes they believe in.
Wow, that does sound pretty nice, and it sounds like we all agree. Okay, yeah, we should take you to a conference. In fact, Harvey, come on.
Gladly. I'm a fast driver, so we should be there into an ideal world of development in no time.
What the hell? No, 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 no!